Hey, Paul. You are the first to come to class. You're welcome. How are you? Yes. Hold on. Let me make sure that I am live on YouTube. So before I'll start my greeting. Yes. Wow. Paul, you are welcome. Please, if you are here, just say hi. Hi to the host. You can see today I dressed like we are really ready to phone info. Today is info day. So I remember those days growing up that we watched Tales by Moonlight. So that's why I decided to dress native today. So ụtụtụ ọma na ehihie ọma anyasị ọma ndị Igbo ndị ọma na-ege anyị ntị. Good morning, good evening. Oh, sorry. Hold on there. Yes. I'm trying to share. Please, if you have not shared the video, please share today's video. Okay, so people will come and listen to the info. Yes. So let me go ahead and ụmụnne m na ụmụnna m n'ụwa niile gburugburu na-ege anyị ntị n'oge awa ọ bụ nwaada Christiana Passion ka unu na-anụ olu ya dịka si wee gwa anyị n'izuụka gara aga na taa anyị ga-akọ akụkọ ifo. Taa bụ anyị ga-efu ifo ile anya ịfụ na akwadoro m akwado adị nka nwaada Igbo taa maka a sị na m adịrịrị ka nwaada Igbo wee na-efu ifo. Adị unu lee anya na pikchọ m tiri unu ga-afụ mbe bikos a sị na akụkọ ọbụla a na-akọ na-akpọghị mba aha ịma na akụkọ ahụ ezughị ezu. So today I know that we are going to hear about mbe to make the folktale complete because if ọbụna na-akpọ mbe na lie. Hey, Idris Akara, my darling, you are welcome, my beautiful, handsome son. Happy belated birthday, happy birthday again. I celebrate you and I pray for you that God in heaven will keep protecting you and providing for you in Jesus' name and give you very beautiful wife that will give me good grandkids. I can't wait. I can't wait. You see, this is how I'll be tying my gele. When my grandkids come. Like, I go old school. Look at me now. So, Nyobuna, you are welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are watching or joining the class from, is your baby girl, Christiana Passion. You're hearing her voice this morning, but I'm not the one who is going to tell the story today. Is the teacher, MAZI EBURUAJA Solomon. And he will be here to tell us about the Akuko Ifo. Yes, I don't want to say it in English. Okay, now. Yes, so you are all welcome. Please, if you have little ones, gather them. Go and gather the little ones. Tell them to come and sit down like I wrote on the description. Get your popcorn, get your soda, get your water. I got my water. I thought I got chips here. So I didn't get the chips. Okay. So please sit down, relax. Let us for Afifi Akuko Ifo. Amechi said, Madam, looking great. Yes, yo. Abu Nwadi Igbo. So today I said, I must look like that woman on Tales by Moonlight growing up. This is how she dresses. I was looking for something to cover because she always cover, but when I didn't see the big one to cover up, I decided to use this one. So I don't want to waste our time because the teacher is waiting. He really wants to tell us about mbe. If you don't know what is mbe, you have to ask questions. MAZI EBURUAJA, I am trying to unmute you. Maybe you muted yourself there. Can you unmute yourself? Can you unmute yourself? Oh, this thing has hung. Eh? Oh my gosh. Can you go out and come back, MAZI EBURUAJA? Yes, it hung. That's why I couldn't unmute him. Okay, yeah, go out and cover. Good evening, Mr. Solomon, our teacher. Yes, so you are really looking amazing on your native attire, Igbo Ndoma. Yes, so today I say I'll be flinging it. That's why I'll just be flinging it around, like flinging it. Man, I don't mind you. I didn't even know what I tie. I don't want to shake this head too much because I don't want any disgrace. So you are all welcome. Please, thank you. You are welcome to the class, and don't miss tomorrow program at 6 p.m. Nigerian time, which will be 11 a.m. American Central Time. You are all welcome, and please don't forget to keep nominating people for the aid that I'll be giving out next month. Okay, please, everyone is welcome. Madam, you look like Amaka. Who is Amaka? Oh my God. Hey. Oh, MAZI EBURUAJA, before they would tell me what I did look like. Now I look like Amaka. Please, who is Amaka? I want to know who Amaka is. Oh my God, that is so funny. I look like Amaka. Please, Onye Ebo Amaka. I thought I looked like Christiana Passion. Okay. Whoever I look like is okay. Yeah, MAZI, please, can you come in back? Please, if you have not shared today's video, please share it. Call the little ones. You know, little ones, they like stories. So they'll come sit down and hear what happened to the turtle. And I know it's a lot of story that we need to hear today. I don't know why the network started this early to start messing up. Network or they come out. I beg, no do this to us. Please, 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 network, I'm begging you. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. I'm begging. Okay, the teacher is back. Yay, I can't wait. You see, I'm so excited. I don't even know the story you want to tell, but I'm already excited. MAZI, Abanioma, no.
No. No. Ekele m gị onye isi ọkanga ndị Igbo kwuru okwu ha sị na ekele ga-eju afọ ekene ụtụtụ ọma ka gị sikọrọ na-abụ
this afternoon or this evening. Please let's have a little patience, okay? Just a little patience. I think maybe weather in Nigeria is not clear. When the weather is a kind of cloudy, this is what we get. And you know, I like bringing it live. I don't like making videos and uploading. I really want us to, you know, interact with the teacher, ask questions if we need to, you know. Oh my God, I love physical class. I don't like it remote. I like, you know, when everybody is just talking and I hope he gets back, but if not, then we have to do it over the phone. Let me tell him that if he's not connecting, then he should do it on call. Please, let me call him, okay? I don't want to distract that. Please excite a little patient. You know, when it's going to be good, this is how it's always happened. Whatever that is going to be good, whenever it's going to be good, this is what we get. I'm calling him, okay? Okay, he's back.
Ndewo. Ndewo. Ndewo, ekelekwa m. Kedu ka ekesa anyanwụ? Eji m n'aka na ọ na-anyazi nke ọma. Ọha na eze gwa mmadụ ekelekwa m ụlọ ọzọ. Onye chiri nke o chiri ya ezere. Ọ bịara bụ onye bịabụ na ya ka ọ ya bụ mgbochi ọ ya ana ka mkpụmkpụ ghara ịpụ ya. Ekelekwa m ụlọ ọzọ. Oriakụ Christian Okeke, ịbụ oriakụ, ịbụ nwa ada n'ihi na ịnụgo di. Oriakụ ka ịbụ. Ọ bụ na ya kpọgo oriakụ, ya kpọgo dozie akụ. Ọ bụ ndị alụbeghị dịka a na-akpọ nwa ada, ya bụ miss. Mana ịbụ nwa ada, nwa ọkpụ, ya bụ ụmụada. Ndewo, ya bụ nwa ada n'obodo gị ka ịbụ, ya bụ ebe a mụrụ gị, anụzie gị ebe ọzọ. Ndewo. Njike gị, ya wee ejiji gị n'oge ehihie a amaka, oge si na ịbụ nwa afọ Igbo. Chukwu okike abịa ma gozie gị nke ọma. Ya wee bụrụ ya. Eji m n'aka na mmadụ niile gbakọrọ ebe a tata iji gere akụkọ ifo n'ihi na n'otee n'aka. N'oge gboo ọ na-abụ ezinụlọ richa nri anyasị, ọkachasị oge ahụ ọnwa na-eti ọfụrụ. Moonlight stories, according to English language, we call it moonlight stories. Ya bụ akụkọ ifo. Nne na nna akpọkọ ụmụ ha gbakọ ọnụ, ha gbakọba ọnụ, a na-ahazi ya bụ gịnị akụkọ ifo. Ndewo. Oh yes. Ndewo. Okay. Ngwa ka anyị jee n'ihe nọ ya, ihe nwere tata. Ekelekwa m ụlọ ọzọ. Ụmụ akwụkwọ ndị bịara, eji m n'aka na ụmụ ụnụ, ya bụ ụmụ ntakịrị bịara ịbịa gara akụkọ ifo nke taa. N'ihi na akụkọ ifo atọka. Akụkọ ifo anyị ga-akọ taa ga-agbagote. A ga na-akụ ya tutu ọ ga-akọrọ ọnụ. Mana ka o si dị ugbu a, akụkọ ifo na-adị mmepịa n'asụsụ bụ onye, mana n'ihi na ụmụnne anyị ndị ama ka esi asụcha mma Igbo maọbụ na-anụcha Igbo nke ọma, a ga-etinyetụ ya bekee. A ga-etinye ya bekee, ya bụ asụsụ bekee. Mana ha agwata na ya na-eme bụ gịnị asụsụ Igbo, ya bụ Igbo, mana ya asụ gịnị, a ga-asụ bekee iji mee ka ha ghọta kpọmkwem. In English language, we call it moonlight stories. Moonlight story. Okay? Ya bụ ihe jikwa ya moonlight story bụ ọ bụ oge ahụ ya wee ọnwa na-eti, a na-akụ ya, ọ wee bụrụ ya. Ọzọ ka ibe ya bụrụ akụkọ ifo na-amụziri ụmụaka ihe. Tupu m abanye na ya kpọmkwem, aga m agwa ihe kpatara ịga akụkọ ifo. Nke mbụ bụ na enweghị onye ma oge akụkọ ifo malitere n'ala Igbo. Onweghị onye ma, nobody knows. We call it oral literature. In literature, we call it oral literature. It is not a written literature, like a documented literature. It's just of recent that the Akuko Ifo, was written down. Now we don't have a written form of what literature, but Akuko Ifo is oral because it has a traditional attachment. A traditional attachment. Traditional attachment in the sense that it has to do with the way of life, and it teaches moral. It educates. It inspires. Now, n'oge gboo ihe kwa akụkọ ifo bụ oge ahụ enweghị ụlọ akwụkwọ, enweghị ụka. Ụlọ akwụkwọ bụ gịnị? Nne na nna bụ ndị nkụzi na-akụziri ma ha gịnị ifo. Akọ ifo ahụ agwa ha gịnị ọghọm dị na gịnị aghụghọ mbe ghọrọ, n'ihi na akụkọ akụkọ ifo ga-etinye mbe ịma akụkọ ifo ahụ amalitebeghị dịka nne m kwụsịrị kọwaa na mbụ. Ya wee bụrụ ya nke mbụ na mba anyị ga-akọ akụkọ mbe na ndị mmụọ. Akụkọ mbe na ndị mmụọ. Mbe na ndị mmụọ. N'ihi na ọ bụ akụkọ a na-akọ akọ n'ọnụ, anaghị ede ya ede. Ifochakpi, ebedega akụkọ ifo etie ifochakpi, etie wọọ, nkịta nyere akpa, nsị agwụ n'ọhịa. Oh yes, oh yeah. O ruru otu ụbọchị, a day came, there was famine in the land of the animal. All the animals were starving and suffering because of hunger, because of famine. Tortoise and his family were also very hungry. That hunger dealt with the animals to the extent that if you see elephant that period, elephant was as slim as somebody who was suffering from tuberculosis. Very slim. You know that hunger has dealt with elephants. Lion couldn't even bark again or couldn't even roar. Every animal was very weak and tired. There was no food. There was no rain. There was drought in the land of animals. And as a result of this, there was hunger everywhere. A day came, the tortoise, being a courageous animal and man, and a very determined animal, decided to embark on a journey. The tortoise crossed 7 forests and crossed 6 seas. Yeah, that is ocean. When he stumbled over the 7th sea, behold, he saw a palm tree. By that sea, he said, let him check, perhaps he will see a kernel, at least to feed himself, to quench the thirst of hunger that he has. He climbed that very tree and was searching and searching. Fortunately for him, he found one piece of kernel, a piece of kernel. He said, wow. He broke the kernel with his teeth. When he was about to put the kernel in his mouth and chew it and swallow, the kernel fell from his hand and fell into a small hole beside the sea there. The tortoise climbed down and was very angry. So how can tortoise, who is very hungry, find a particular kernel, and I want to eat it, and that kernel fell into a pit? I must find out what is inside this very pit today. He started digging the pit. He started digging the pit. All of a sudden, he saw himself in the land of the spirits. When he saw himself there, he saw a kid spirit. A kid spirit. Yeah, one them more, a kid spirit eating that camel. Tortoise, was very angry with this kid spirit and was fighting with this kid spirit, was quarreling with this kid spirit, asking that very spirit to give him back his camel that he has not eaten for the past 7 months. And when that quarrel was going on, the noise was so much that the king of the spirits, the land of the spirits, sent his bodyguard to find out what was really happening between Tortoise and one of their kinsmen. And when Tortoise was caught, the king of the spirit demanded that the Tortoise would tender a statement. And Tortoise narrated his ordeal, narrated what he has been passing through, and they felt pity for him. They pitied him so much. And the king requested that he would not go that day, but he will sleep over. He said no, his family will be looking for him. They insisted. He said, okay, no problem, I will stay. Now, as a cunning animal and as a cunning man that Tortoise is, they showed him 2 rooms. One was very dirty. That particular one is where the spirit, that is there, those people in the land of the spirit, pack their dead, their dirty, or whatever, their refuse. They showed him there, and they showed him a very, decorated room that is well furnitured. He chose that very one that is filled with dirty. He chose that very one that is filled with dirty. They said, wow, what a humble person. That is not a greedy person. He said, okay, he slept there. The following day, they called him and they requested that he should, appear before the king. He appeared before the king of the spirits. When he appeared, the king looked at him and said, wow, that was because of how quiet, how gentle, and how humane you are. I thought it wise to give you this, we call it food gong. Food drum. Ibani. Food drum. Ibani. But Tortoise did not know what that drum is all about, because they gave him that drum, a small drum. Now, they told him what to do, that when he gets home, he should gather his family together, lock up the door, and hit the drum. That when you hit that drum, different kinds of delicacies will come out from that drum. Tortoise was very happy. Now, Tortoise took the drum and they crossed the 7 seas and crossed the 7 forests. As he was about to approach the land of the animal, he said, let me test if this drum is real, is genuine, like what they told him over there. He tested that very drum. He hit that drum. Behold, the food came out. Tortoise rejoiced and ate to his fill. I said, wow, so this is real? He said, okay. He went home with that drum and called his wife, Anene, the wife of Tortoise is Anene, that God has buttered their bread. The wife looked at her and said, please go and say that. That is how you always brag. That you are a man, you can't even provide for your family. Tortoise said that was there, not now. Now I'm now rich. The wife said, okay, let's find out what you have for us. Let us gather them together, and they hit that very drum. Food came out. The wife said, wow, so this is true. This is real. They ate and they ate. And the tortoise was doing this. Now his family, now became now healthy. They were feeding very well. Their skin was shining, glittering. If you see how how plump the wife Anene is, if you look at Anene's waist, mama, and all her body was very, very okay, very beautiful, because they are not feeding very well. Now, other animals we are suspicious. They were suspecting tortoise. How come others are slimming? And tortoise and his family are getting bigger and bigger, refreshed all the time, glittering. That something is wrong. Now, at the time, the tortoise wife, asked the tortoise, why can't you at least extend this very help to other animals so that they will not die? Help them too, so that they will eat. Tortoise say, oh yeah, that is true. That in that case, that is going to make a general announcement tomorrow that all the animals in the land of the animals should gather at his place, that he has a banquet for them. And all the animals say, wow, what can tortoise do for all of us? They all gathered. And tortoise hit that drum, and food came out in plenty. They ate, and they took some home. After 2 weeks, they came again. Tortoise was not feeding them. They were eating, enjoying. But something came, something happened. The elephant became very jealous and envious of tortoise. He said, no, it is not only tortoise that can be feeding all the animals. Tomorrow he will be proud that he's the one feeding the animals, that we must deal with him. One day, tortoise instructed his children not to touch, not to go near that very drum. The children obeyed their parents, their father, all this while. But a day came when the tortoise was not at home. All the animals, the lion, the elephants, all these big animals, they came to the tortoise compound. And they asked of tortoise. The children told them that their parents are not around. They said, okay. Now, elephant asked the tortoise children, go and get us that very drum your father used to hit. That food drum, we need to see it now. The children said no, that our father will deal with us, that he instructed us not to touch there, nor go there. Now, the elephant threatened them with cane. They all went and brought cane, that if they fail to bring out that drum, that they're going to kill them before their parents will come back home. They became so afraid. They went inside and brought out that very drum. And the elephant, because of wickedness in him, was hitting this drum to make sure that that drum breaks. Elephant was hitting this drum, food we are coming out, fruits, different kinds of food, they were packing, taking some home, many. They were eating and eating, even lavishing some. Elephant, when elephant saw that that drum couldn't break, do you know what elephant did? Elephant will jump up and bounce on that very drum so that that drum will break. Elephant keep on doing this until that drum broke. The drum broke and the food ceased. When tortoise came back home, he saw food later all over his compound. He cried. He asked his children, what happened? And the children narrated everything that happened. Tortoise cried as a man that the animals have sabotaged him. They have betrayed him. He said, okay, he summoned courage as a man. After eating that one for 2-3 months, hunger came again. They were still starving because there was still drugs. Tortoise thought and said, how can I leave my family to die because of hunger? I will do something. He traveled again. He embarked on a far journey. He crossed 7 seas and 7 forests and 7 seas. He came to that 7th sea that he came that time. He saw that very palm tree and climbed it again. And eventually for him, he got one piece of camel, broke it with his teeth, and deliberately threw it down to allow it to fall into a pit again. When he threw that one did not fall inside the pit. He said no, he became angry. He came down and used his leg and pushed it inside that very pit. And he started digging the pit. All of a sudden, he found himself in the land of the spirits again. and found one cage spirit eating that very camel again. He started quarreling with that one, and they requested, tortoise, what are you doing in our land again? I thought we have already settled this, but they said that this child was eating the camel that I suffered, that I have not eaten for the past 7 months. I have not eaten again. Said, okay. Before he could know what is happening, he requested that he wants to appear before the king. He appeared before the king. He couldn't even allow the king to talk. He told the king, I need another drum. And the king said, okay. And the king said, wow, they should go and get him that big drum. And they went and brought the big drum. Now he said, previously it was a small drum. And maybe if it was, bringing out 100 bags of rice in a month, this time it will be 1,000 bags of rice. It will be double, or triple. He said, okay. He took the drum, crossed the 7 seas, crossed the 7th forest. As he was about approaching home, he said, let me test this drum, whether it works. He hit this drum. Behold, 7 giant demons came out and they flogged tortoise. They flogged tortoise and dealt with him. He was crying and crying and crying, and luckily for him, he touched that very drum, and those demons entered that drum. He said, I'm not going to suffer this alone, that my family will also suffer this. He took that drum home and called his family together and hit the drum. Those 7 demons came out again and flogged them up, flogged the devil out of them. They were flogging the tortoise and his family. They were crying and crying and crying. At the time he touched that drum, those 7 demons entered the drum again. He said this time that he's not going to suffer this alone, that the animals will suffer it, that they are the cause of all this. He summoned them again. They were all rejoicing that it's as usual. Let them go and eat and dine and enjoy. Immediately they entered his compound. Tortoise went and locked his gates, came and asked his family to go inside. He brought out that very drum and hit it and hit it again and again and again. This time, not only 7 demons came out, plenty of them came out. Bee came out. All the insects that bite and that stings, they all came out. All these bad, wicked insects came out. Tortoise ran inside and locked the door. And this insect dealt with the animals from morning to afternoon, and they all died. All of them died. Tortoise came out and touched that drum and said, very good. And called out his wife and said, honey, we have meat all over. And now they all use the animals for their what? For their meat, until the Lord remembered them to give them rain. Ifo Chapi, wow, that is number 1.
That was an interesting one. But I thought I was hoping that at the end that those animals should bite the elephant, not all the animals, because it was the elephant that was so greedy about the food.
Yes, but this time it affected all of them. That is number 1. Yeah. The number 2. Mbe. Mama. Mbe. Mama. You know, a day came, the tortoise summoned his kinsmen and told them that he wants to embark on a journey, a very far journey. And the reason for his journey was because the mother was very sick, very old and sick, and he doesn't have the money to do the burial in case if the mother dies, because the mother will die soon. Now he doesn't want to bury the mother. He wants the village to bury his mother for him, free. He summoned he summoned the villagers and they told them that he wants to embark on a journey. That if anything happens, if anything occurs that has been happened that is natural, that they should not call him. If anything that is natural happens, that they should not call him. But if anything that is unnatural, that doesn't happen in this life, or that has never happened before, happens, that they should what? Call him, he will come back home to say that. The animal said, okay. The tortoise embarked on a journey. 2 weeks later, the mother died. And they were looking for the tortoise, please to do the mother's burial. No, he was nowhere to be found. And one of the elders, who was very wise, said, wow, so this is why the tortoise told them that he will embark on a journey, and that if anything natural happens, that they should not call him. But if anything that is not natural happens, that they should do what? Call him. They said, okay, that look at what they will do. Now, a suggestion was brought up. They said, if they tell tortoise that the mother is dead, it is natural thing. It's a natural story. He will not come back. Or if they told him that somebody died, one of the elders died, he will not come back. Or maybe somebody wants to steal his land, he will not come back. They said, okay, now look at what we'll do. One of the elders now suggested, we'll tell the tortoise that the bunch of palm, that is the palm fruits, sprout out at the beginning. The Igbos would understand this very language. I want to use it. Now, one, which is impossible, it has never been happened before, and it cannot happen. Again, that the person on the ground fell on somebody on top. They said, okay. 2, and that a man, there was a man in their village that is pregnant. It is unnatural. They said these stories will at least make tortoise will come back home. Now they went in search of what? Tortoise. They went in search of tortoise, and they found tortoise. Now tortoise asked them, my kinsmen, I hope all is well. This one you people came to my place today looking for me. What happened? They told him that tortoise, that something that has never happened since God created this world has happened. Tortoise said, wow. Is my mother dead? He said, no. They told him, no, your mother is still alive. He said, okay, okay. Then what happened? They told tortoise, now unku chara no the igu. Unku achara no the igu. No onye no na ala tabo onye no na elu. That somebody on the ground fell on somebody on top. And that a pregnant man gave birth to a child. He said, what? That he can't even wait to see this kind of a thing. That it has never happened before. Therefore, he's going to follow them home. They said, no problem. They wisely, lured him home. When he came home, he was expecting them to show him the palm tree, the person that's on the ground that fell on somebody on top, and the pregnant man that gave birth to a child. They went and showed tortoise. Tortoise, this is your mother. Your mother is dead. You run away so that we'll bury your mother for you. Go and bury your mother. We are not going to bury your mother for you. So that was exactly what happened. If we be war.
The crafty man. Do you know what a coincidence? I never knew you were going to talk about turtle before I put the turtle picture. But I know something, I just felt that something about turtle will come up today.
A story without tortoise is incomplete. Like most of the stories is tortoise. Because tortoise makes almost 95% headline in Igbo folktale. So we are going to tell this one. Mbe Ezi. Ezi is pig. This is a story that shows or tells how and what makes the pig to smell the ground all the time. Anytime you see the pig, when you watch the pig will be smelling the ground with its nostril. Okay? Just smelling the ground. Yeah. So I want to tell the story now so that you know what's happened. Ifo Chabi war. A day came, the pig and the tortoise were good friends, best of friends. They were friends that they do many a job to feed themselves and their family. A day came, one man called them for a job to clear his farmland for him. He wants to cultivate yam. Pig was the man that was called for that job, but he said he can't do this job alone, that his friend tortoise will need money. Let him also invite him so that both of them will team up together and do the work and share the money equal. He went and told tortoise. Tortoise said he agreed that he needs money. The pig took him there and they started doing this job. They will be working and working and working, and tortoise, being a cunning and a crafty animal and the man that he is, will take permission that he wants to go and ease himself, that he's pressed. They were working, and pig was working tirelessly to make sure that they finish that job that day and share the money equal and go. And tortoise was busy, always visiting the other side to ease himself, always pressed, that he's having running stomach. He didn't have running stomach all this while. It was that day that they are doing that work that the running stomach started. That he took a medicine that cleanses the system. That is why he always visit the near bush to ease himself. And the tortoise and the pig, at the time, the pig became angry. Tortoise, why all this? Why are you so cunning like this that you can't even stay here to do this work? So when they are doing this work, walking, sometimes the tortoise will walk and say he's tired, let him rest, and the pig will be walking. And at the time, the pig said, "Okay, this is too much. Let him also take permission and also take a little rest. Let him go and ease himself too. That it is not only tortoise that can be tricking him like this." Do you know that immediately the pig left, the man that called them for the job brought food for them. 2 plates of osikapa of rice with meat and water and wine, and brought the food. The man did not see the pig. He only saw the tortoise. And the man asked the tortoise, "Where is the pig?" And the tortoise said, "Oh yes, so that is how pig always behave. He's a very lazy man. That I'm the one that did all this work. Since morning that the pig has not been here, he just brought me here and he left." The man became so angry. Said, "Okay, this food, I brought these 2 foods for you. For that reason, I'm going to share this food, no longer 50-50, but 80-20. Eat your own. When the lazy pig comes, this small one remaining is his what? His own." The tortoise was very happy. He finished his own immediately, drank his own share of the wine and water, and relaxed, and was waiting for the pig. Immediately the man left, the pig came back. And the tortoise said, "Yeah, pig, and that do you know that this man is so wicked? This man that gave us this job, he's so wicked. Look at the little food he brought for both of us to share. He has eaten his own." And the pig said, "What? Since morning that they have not eaten, say we should share this little food. And the pig, being an innocent person, shared his own portion of the food. Unknowingly, he didn't know that that one is his own portion. And the tortoise ate the food and laughed. After doing the job, the man brought the money. When the man brought the money, he wanted to give the pig the money. The tortoise said no. That is the one that did all the job. That this money is going to be shared 60-40. The pig said no. That he's the one that called the tortoise to join him in this job. That this is his contract. The tortoise said no. Instead, they will fight. Pig said no. You are my old time, long time friend. We can't fight. We can't fight because of money. No problem. Take 60%. Give me 40%. And the tortoise rejoiced and gave pig 40% and took 60%. As they were trekking down home, the tortoise, said, "Pig, my friend, that's something I want to tell you." The pig said, "What is that?" Said, "There's this particular material, this particular fabric material that I promised my wife and then that I will buy for her as soon as I finish this job. But my money is not complete. We can't afford it. Can you just lend me that your money? And maybe tomorrow you come to my house, I'll give you that money. I'll pay you back." The pig said, "I have not reached home and my family will be very hungry." The tortoise was disturbing pig. Pig said, "Okay, no problem. You are my friend. I trust you. Okay, take the money." He gave tortoise the money, and tortoise went to the market and bought the fabric and returned back home and gave it to his wife. And then he said, "Oh, darling, you are welcome, my husband." And the wife rejoiced and gave tortoise a very nice food. The following day, the pig waited for tortoise to bring the money back. He didn't see the pig. He angrily went to tortoise's house. Tortoise heard his voice and hid, and told the wife to tell the pig that he's not around. The pig went back home angry, came back the following day, and did not see tortoise again. The tortoise heard his voice and hid in his bedroom, and the wife also lied again. Now, when the pig left, the tortoise said, "Nah, if I keep on hiding from this man, I will not have peace of mind. My wife, look at what you will do. You will use me as a kind of a query stone. You paint it black, use me, let me be that query stone, so that if the pig comes and asks of me, tell the pig that I fell sick 2 days ago, that he broke his leg." The pig will be very angry that he knows his friend is a kind of hot-tempered person. The pig will be very, very angry. He will grab that stone that is him and throw it at the backyard. Then that will settle the payment. The wife said, "Wow, that is a very good idea." The tortoise entered into its shell, and the wife used him as the query stone, and the grinding stone, call it grinding stone. The pig came and saw where the tortoise wife was, using a stone, not knowing that it is his friend, the tortoise. That stone that the wife is using to grind the medicine is tortoise. He asked the wife, "Where is tortoise, the husband?" He said, "My husband is not around though. He left. He's very sick." So he said, "Let him go and get medicine. I'm just using this stone to grind this one so that I will apply it." The pig was very angry. The pig was very angry that he went straight to tortoise wife and grabbed that stone from her and threw it at the backyard, not knowing that it was his friend, the tortoise, that he threw at the backyard. The tortoise fell at the backyard and came out and cleaned himself and came inside and overheard the pig shouting and shouting, calling, and tortoise asked, "Who is making that noise in my compound at this time of the day?" Pig said, "I'm the one. You took my money. You cunningly took my money after the job. You tricked me. I gave you the 60%. That wasn't enough for you. I lended you my money, 40% of the one you gave me. That even wasn't enough for you. You are not tricking me. You want to eat my money. The tortoise said, who told you that I want to eat your money? And the wife came back immediately and said, honey, do you know that the pig threw that very stone that I used in grinding the medicine for you? The tortoise said, what? So pig, you had the guts to throw a stone that my wife was using to grind the medicine for me. You know what? I have agreed to give you that money, but on one condition. You must go at the backyard there to look for that stone. If you don't get that stone, you're not getting your money. And the pig, angrily left the compound and they went to Tortoise's backyard and was looking for that very stone. Was smelling the ground, looking for that stone. But he didn't know that that stone was tortoise. And that is why the pig is still smelling the ground today to see how he could recover that stone so that the tortoise will pay him his money. That it would be war.
You know what? This story just taught me in particular not to trust even your best friend.
Yes. Yes. So that is it for the tortoise and the pig. Easy. Pig. That is easy. And that is why the pig, anytime you see the pig will be smelling the ground, digging the ground to see if he could still find that stone. Any day the pig finds that stone, he pay back, give it back to the tortoise. And tortoise will pay the pig. Oh yes, ihe mere nwanyị ji ọ naghị agba afụ ọnụ. Afụ ọnụ. What makes women not to have birds? Is a story. The truth of the matter is, any woman you see that has birds, is that one is ntutu. You not be ntutu. Abu afụ ọnụ. N'ihi na n'ala Igbo nwaanyị anaghị agba afụ ọnụ. Nwaanyị ọ nwoke na-agba afụ ọnụ. In those days, you hardly distinguish between a man and a woman, because a man has birds and a woman also has birds, like the Arabs. Now, there was a king in a land. In that kingdom, the women have birds, the men have birds. You hardly distinguish between them. Now, this king has a precious jewelry that he doesn't joke with. That is gold and overlaid with diamond. And this very jewelry is very, very important and precious to this very king. Now, the king married 4 wives, 4, and all of them have birds. One day, the last wife went and stole that jewelry, that precious jewelry, and hid it inside her beds and tied it there and covered it up. And the king started looking for this jewelry. He called the first wife. The first wife said, he's not the person. He called the second wife. The second wife said, she's not the person. He called the third wife. The third wife replied the same. He called the one he loves most, that's the last one, and that one denied. The king summoned all the guards. They said no, they are not the one. Summoned all the palace maids and maidens, servants and maidens, they said that they are not the one that stole it. The king became disturbed. He doesn't sleep in the night anymore. He hardly eats. He keep on searching and searching and searching and searching and searching. He couldn't find this very thing. He summoned the elders. The elders searched and searched. Nobody could find it. For many months, the king couldn't bear this thing again. He had to visit Afa, a native doctor. And the native doctor, did Afa and told the king that it is his last wife, the one he loves most, that stole that very jewelry. And they hid it inside her bears and tied it and covered it up. And the king said, how can this be that he trusts the wife? The wife cannot put him in this kind of stress by stealing that the wife is not a thief. The Alpha said that the gods has spoken. The king came back home. Yet he couldn't believe that. He went to Alpha again. The Alpha repeated the same thing, that the gods are wise. Now, he called the wives and they started searching for the jewelry. Now they were touching any woman they called. The first wife they touched there, they didn't find anything. The second one they touched, they didn't find. The third one they touched the beds, they didn't find. The last one came and they held her and they searched. Lo and behold, they found it tied there. They brought it out. And the king said, what? So this is true. You of all people, you stole my jewelry and put me in distress. No problem. Now the king summoned the elders that, what are we going to do since the women have learned to steal and hid it in their beds? That something must be done. And the elder said that all the women in that kingdom will be shaved. That not only shaving them, that they are going to use the tortoise feces to apply it there as aftershave so that nothing like hairs will come out there again. And the king agreed and approved that very law. And they brought out all the women in that kingdom and shaved them. And applied the tortoise feces in Shimbe. And after some time, the women thought that that thing would not work. It worked. There was no hair again. Hair became very, very smooth like butter. That is why when you see a woman, hair will be as smooth as butter. That is why women don't have beards till today. It was what the men did in those days. To distinguish between a man and a woman. So that is it. Mommy, that is why you don't have beards. Okay? Oh yeah, that's
So yeah, I learned from this story that it is not good to steal, and there is punishment for anyone who steals. I love all these stories today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, MAZI EBURUAJA. Wow. I think we'll continue this story some other time. What do you think?
Okay, let me write it up with one.
Okay.
One. This story is about the goats and the tortoise. The goat and the tortoise. The goat is tortoise friend, very good friend. They are bosom friends. But this time around, there was famine in the land of the animal, no food. There is one particular man that his community banished, and that man went and sojourned with the animals, and he built his own compound there. And there is no time you will visit this man that you will not find at least palm oil or palm fruits or even camel. And this man is a palm wine tapper and also someone that cut the palm tree. That is his occupation. Do you know that a day came, the tortoise and the goat decided that they are going to go to that man's house to steal his worry. And they said, okay, they are going to go. A day they scheduled to travel, to go. They left their home as early as possible, early morning. When they went there, the man has already gone to the market to sell the things he got from the palm tree. But everywhere we are lost. There was no place to enter. But there is one particular hole that the man opened for his fowls. And when they found that tortoise entered, and the goats followed the tortoise. They entered, and they saw palm fruit. They were eating palm fruit. But you know one thing about tortoise? When tortoise noticed that the goat's belly is now swelling, that he is overfeeding, eating too much, tortoise will eat and check himself in that very small hole, whether it will accommodate him to run away if the man comes, whether it will help him to escape. And the goat didn't know. The goat was eating until the man of the house came back and opened the house. Immediately tortoise saw this man. Tortoise managed to escape because he was watching his weight, so that the belly would not be a snare to him to be captured. When the goat wanted to manage that very hole to escape, the belly, the stomach couldn't enter, couldn't accommodate again, because he overfed. And the tortoise ran away and left the goat there. And the man caught the goats and tied the goats, and took the goat somewhere and tied him there. And the goat became the man's slave, an animal. That is why a man and the goat will stay in a house. That is why you see a man, training a goat, having a goat as a pet or as a farm, like having animal farm. All he has to do town, but mother just do. Obi abezu anyi ori, I would say or too much. For Chakbi. So that is it.
Don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. By next week, we'll see 10 more stories. Because of time, I don't want to hold you for too long, so that you have other things to do. Please always tell people about this very channel. Everything is here. Science and art, technology, everything you need is here. So evangelize. Tell people to like, share, and also subscribe. Invite more people to subscribe to Lean on Me with Christiana Keke. That is Christiana Keke's passion. Thank you so much for being there. And thank you once again, Onise Okanga, Nemuku. Your attire today, is okay to be, you are okay. Your attire today, you should be given an award. You dress like Mwafibu. And thank you, every one of you that's listening to us. We'll see you next week by God's grace. Same channel, same time we normally start. I am still Silvanus Solomon. Silvanus Solomon. Bye-bye for now, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Best teacher in the world. Thank you for telling us why the women doesn't have beard. And never trust anybody. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for everything you do. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Let me
you're
let
welcome.
you go. Bye.
Bye.
Yes. Oh, my people, my people, my people, the best students in the world. Thank you for always being around. Today's Akuko Ifo. All the Oh my God, eh? Talk to Okifo mbe, mbe. Ife ọbụla a na-efo na-akpọghị mbe, gba na ife ahụ a ga-efo ya efo. O nweghị isi. You see, it's a lot of thorough, but from today's Akuko Ifo, I want to be calling it Akuko Ifo, so our kids will know what it's called. Okay? Yeah. From today's Akuko Ifo, from today's story, we learned a lot. Not to trust. You know, the teacher said that why in the olden days, that why they tell these tales in the olden days was because then there was no, they don't know how to read or write. But through these stories, through Akuko Ifo, that is how they train the children. That is how they learn. That is how they do what they live their lives through the Akuko Ifo. You see the story he told us about the turtle. You know, the turtle and the goat, the turtle and the spirit, the turtle. You know, well, after listening to the story, you will draw meaning out of it. Like I drew meaning, the two last stories, both of them, is just telling you, do not trust anybody. Do not. You see, even though he didn't write it on the board and said, do not trust anyone, but the story, that is how we teach moral. That was how our parents taught us morals, the way we behave. I remember my mom, that's why I dress like native today, my native attire today, because I remember my mom, she will be telling us story. If you are falling asleep, she will wake you up that you need to hear this last one. You need to hear this last one. We keep hearing the last one. And I don't know how to put it, but let me put it just straight. You see, if you all will believe with me, if you agree with me, you will see that those people, like those born in our own generation, that we act differently from this my teacher called them Indomie generation. And I also wonder, like the kind of mothers this Indomie generation, especially these generations of now, the kind of parents they will end up being when it is their time to be parents. Because sometimes you are looking at a child, or you are seeing a child exhibiting some characters. You're like, nwa, mana elega anya mmanụ ihe ị ga-abụ ma ito. Please, parents, I am begging you. I am really begging, like I am pleading with you. Please make sure that your children comes to this class on Saturday. Please. It's a lot of morals for the kids to learn. Like this story today, after they listen to the story, they'll be able to ask questions. If they don't understand, the teacher will explain to them more. We clarify them. Is, go and read my description. A lot of too much of cartoons, playing games. Yes, I know we are in the jet age. Oh yes, don't misquote me. But let me tell you, you see this kind of Akuko Ifo, it teaches our kids morals. My generation, if you are from my generation, you see that the way we act is different. Your mother will use eyes to talk to you, like you will be communicating with your mom with her eyes without saying a word. It was how we are brought up. Please, this present generation, you can do it. My fellow women, my fellow mothers, please, let's try. and raise our kids just the way our parents raised us, especially our mothers. Please join me same time next week on Saturday by 4 p.m. Nigerian time, which should be 9 a.m. American Central Time. Take your time wherever you are. If you calculate from Nigerian time, you know what time it will be. Please bring your kids to Christiana Passion. We have a lot in stock. Next week, like the teacher promised, that the Akuko Ifo will continue. Bring your kids. I remember those days we all sit on the floor and listen to everybody will be like this, listening to our mothers. After eating, mothers, fathers, can your children remember one word that you told them when you will be no more? I don't know if we are thinking, if we are reasoning, we parents. I don't know if we are reasoning the way I am reasoning. Like I'll be saying something I'll be having discussion with you. I will tell you, my mother said. Because I didn't know my father. My father died when I was 3 years, so I didn't know my father. But if I people like this having conversation with me, because I'll make that conversation meaningful to you. Because I heard from my mother. The little time I was with my mother, I heard a lot from her. You mustn't say everything straight. Some things you say it in parable, because your mother told you that thing in parable. I was having a conversation with a friend last week, a friend who lives in Tennessee. And I was telling her that my mother said, and I'll say it in Igbo, na onye nzuzu anaghị ama mgbe ọ gafere ama ndị ọgọ ya. If I tell it to your child, will your child understand what I really mean? No! Because nobody told them that. That was how our parents talked to us those days. Please, parents, let's raise our children. Forget about the jet age. Let's put more morals. If you look at the world today, what is happening? I was watching different videos, what is going on in the world today. A child of 14 years talking about Yahoo Plus. He said, we come hustle. I was asking myself at 14, where were we? Yeah, I think that was what the vice president was thinking, that he don't even know where were we. No, because there's a lot happening in this generation. Please, we need to know where we are, not where we're. No, please, let's raise these generations. Let's raise this generation. If you go to social media, if you go to Facebook, you see a lot happening. 14 years, 16 years, talking about Yahoo. Talking about making money. One came all the way from Benin to somewhere. He said, we come hustle. 14 years, 3 kids. We come hustle. Waiting be the hustle. You want come get money, you want come make money. Because our parents are not talking to us in parables anymore. Our parents are not telling us Akuko Ifo anymore. Nobody is making sense to these kids anymore. The fathers are so busy, the mothers are so busy. Everybody is busy. Nobody is recognizing that child. And that child grows up overnight and becomes an adult. Because when they ask these kids, they say we learn it from the internet. The children grew up overnight and start learning what they taught themselves on the internet. Please, mothers and fathers, yes, we know that things are very hard. I am a human being, like I'm a real human being. I know the situation of things in the whole world, but this is the generation, the young generation, the next generation. Please, we have to slow down. We have to slow down and teach our kids morals. We need to. Everything is not the government problem. It's you and me problem. If the next generation is bad, it's you and me problem. What these kids are doing today on the internet, it is you and me problem. Let's not keep putting everything only on the government. Parents, please slow down. Let's teach our kids moral. Christiana Passion is for a reason. This Igbo class is for a reason. Imagine 100 kids listening to this or watch this program and listening to it and ask their parents questions. Mama, Daddy, did you know I learned something from this story? Oh, Mommy, what do you think that you learned from this story? And you tell the child, like I said from the second and the third one, I learned not to trust anybody. The last one, don't steal. It's not good to steal. There is a price you pay for every evil you do in life. Please share this video. Invite people. Like this video. Subscribe to Christiana Passion. Please, I am begging you. Next week, the teacher will be here to tell us more Akuko Ifo. Bring your kids. Invite people all around the world so our children will learn the way their mothers and their fathers learn. Maka gịnị? Igbo si na ọgbakọ nyụọ mamịrị, ome gịnị? Ọgba ụfụfụ. I will not explain that. Please, our parents, help this next generation. Please, give your children time. Look into what your kids are doing. Is very important. Nkechi Ibono, good evening, everyone. Nkechi, you are welcome. Thank you for coming to Christiana Passion. Please, make it a point of duty every Saturday, 4 p.m. Nigerian time, that you gather all the kids, gather your children. Like one of my manager, we gather all the kids, mostly all the kids in our community, and everybody will sit down and watch me on television. Yeah, you can do that. You mustn't watch only on your phone. Put it on television, on YouTube. Kids will sit down and watch. Thank you so much for joining the class today. Thank you for coming to class, and thank you for listening to the stories, the Akuko Ifo for today. And it continues next week, like the teacher said. At least I'm going to be here, mere nwanyi eji ha agbo afọ ọnụ. Please share this video, invite others, and tomorrow, don't forget, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, meet me on this same channel tomorrow. Okay? And don't forget to nominate. I'm still in the business. Please nominate I need 2 people that I'll be paying to go and learn skills. That is the little way I can help. So, till I come your way tomorrow, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, 11 a.m. American Central Time. And remember, you are unstoppable. And your voice must be heard. If you see anything, any topic you want me to talk about, just bring it to my notice and I will talk about it. Guess what? I love you yesterday. I love you today. And I will